Shalom, my name is Yehoshua I'm making this video from Jerusalem. Basically, it's to review some of the topical issues of the day. The narrative of the Obama administration that the long-term strategy for restoring and recovering the economy is health, education, energy. This narrative is wrong. It basically has to be and will become jobs, sustainable growth, global technologic infrastructure, and massive job creation. That's the long-term strategy. And the latter three is a strategy. The former three are really a wish list. They're interdependent. The latter three, which really is a strategy, you can't get one without the other two. Each is interdependent. This is significant. Now everybody is running about trying to figure out where the market is going to bottom out. The bigger the top, the bigger the bottom. The analysis is in, the jobs that are gone are not coming back. If you look at the fundamental and technical analysis across the board, you're getting occasional bright spots that are buried among the noise. But in total, if you take the meta-analysis of the composite market picture, it's entirely wrong, and the meta-analysis is what the president's administration, the Obama administration, is running with, and that's why the Obama narrative is wrong. GOP is right, the stock market is right, and Jerusalem's Yehoshua, the paradigmist, that's me, is correct. Now, I don't say this as a criticism. I'm not Rush Bimbo or whatever the guy is always attacking Obama. This is constructive. Very much we see John McCain as a statesman. When he's convinced that Obama's right, he stands with him, and when he's convinced he's wrong, he opposes him. That's what we're supposed to do. Okay. Now he needs help, and the help that he needs is to comprehend the meta-narrative. The meta-narrative is the Seder to soul to feed the hungry, quote unquote. The collapse of global reality brought the end of man and mankind's exile. That's the context. And why? Because basically man's individual and institutional greed precipitated this crisis of culture globally, and God brought the collapse of the world capital markets because of it. And we're not going back to what we had. We're not going to rebuild it, and it's delusional to think otherwise. So now I want to say something in inverse scale and proportion to the greater the top, the greater the bottom. Well, okay, there's also another symmetry. The more precipitous and sharper the drop going off the cliff, the greater the vertical ascent. I'm saying that the solution that brings us out of this, that restores confidence in the world markets and puts us on the long-term track with the new economic paradigm and its global technologic infrastructure, will show us and will reveal to us a diffusion curve. So just as we have had a precipitous decline, once we have absorbed the context of the reality of the global collapse as the crisis of culture, driven by man's individual and institutional greed, and we commit ourselves to transforming this condition, then we will commit to transforming both the structure and operational reality of the economy. And the economy that will be built on the ruins of the collapsed U.S. economy will have an entirely new third sector. It will have a wellness, a human wellness sector for products and services that will eventually be greater than both housing and consumer spending combined. We will go from 14 trillion to 45 to 50 trillion in GDP. That's where we're headed, and we need the new economic paradigm to do it. Obama has to humble himself and recognize that the GOP is opposing him. The world capital markets are opposing him. They're voting against him. And I'm his friend. And I worked very tirelessly and made hundreds of videos in support of his election. He's wrong, and the meta-narrative is what he needs, and the meta-analysis that Geithner and Summers and all the others, Volcker and all, that's all wrong. And so he has to be prepared to take on a second transition team, an entirely transformed agenda, and get it right. And the markets, the markets will vote for him, as will the GOP, and we'll move on to building the new structure of the economy based on the model of Humanomics, which is the new East-West convergence model. It's a trilogy. Its central organizing principle is receive to give, which is the new cognitive behavioral science first principle, and the new economic paradigm, the integration of labor, which replaces the division of labor. This is my life's work, and so I'm qualified. By the way, I'm not a trained economist. I'm a didactic scientist. Just simply, clearly, unambiguously, I'm self-trained, self-educated. I didn't like high school and I dropped out. I didn't like college after a few years and I dropped out. And I was doing original research in my late teens. Okay. Thank God it's all worked out very well. The accomplishments speak for themselves. Therefore, our purpose is not to be, there's no hubris here intended, there's no negativity, it is just a constructive input. We have to get the policy and the programs right, and we'll all get on the same train going in the same direction. We're not. We're divided, and a house divided has a problem. Okay. Thank you for listening. I'm Yehoshua Yaakov in Jerusalem, and more to come.